guys. All right, let's take a look at US30. So we're inside of this range for the last 2 weeks. It's moved down, and then for about 10 days we consolidated within this range. But on Friday we finally broke out of it. We broke above this high right in here. So now we're pushing upwards. I'm expecting another move up today. If we look at the 4-hour, you can see the zone we broke out of a little better. So we had consolidation right inside of here, broke out of there. Now we're pushing up. If you take a fib from the absolute high to the low, we're right around the 50%. There's two different ways you could kind of play the fib. It's either from this leg right here or the absolute high. So if you did it from the high, we're at the 50%. But if you take it from the actual impulse that broke this structure right here, we're sitting around those 618. So we could expect to see continued bullish pressure up inside of these levels up here today. Let's drop down a little bit. I'm gonna mark the 618 right there, so we can delete the fibs. So looking at the 1 hour, we're kind of in a mini consolidation right now. So we'll mark the high, which was actually the single candle that created the high and the low right here. So now, looking at here, if you look left, after this point, there's clean candles right here to the left. So if we break above this high, you can see a mirror that up to these levels somewhere up inside there. It's a little bit more risky because we're overall bullish right now on the daily candles. So if we broke below this low, then we got another move down to somewhere inside of this zone right there. And then let's mark this next area up in here. So these will be our targets for today. If we do manage to push up, let's drop down a little bit. Still looking good on the 30-minute, 15-minute as well. You can kind of see the consolidation we're in now, which is better to see on the lower time frames. We're stuck inside this zone, but as volume starts picking up, we start making a move outside of the zone, we can expect a continuation in that direction. So looking at the 5 minutes, really we just wait for a break of the high right here. Buys above 33,761. And sells below 33,681. How big is this range that we are in? Two pip range or 82 point range. So we're currently in this range right now. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit. I know I'm gonna have to edit the settings on this. Okay, so then we've got a little bit smaller of a range to the next level to the sell side, so definitely more biased towards buys. To our next area, we got 60 point move down. Looking from the buy side, we're at about 230 points. So, what's up, AB? How you doing, dude? You feeling better now? Let's check out the DXY. DXY is dropping, which is good for us. We are expecting US30 to continue up today, so if we can continue to see some drop here, that'll help for sure. Alright. Hella better. That's good, dude. Glad to hear it. I was sick all last week, too. Actually, I think it was the week before. Yeah, dude, I was so sick for like a whole week, so. Okay, looking inside of here, we broke below this level right in here, 103.4 basically. So now we're breaking down. There's inefficiency in here that we could be filling, but I think we're going to continue down somewhere into 102, 300-ish area. So I'm going to mark this level right there where we could see a move to today, hopefully. Looking here, we kind of had a liquidity grab up in here. So if I took a fib of where we're at right now, we could still see drop, or we could see continue retracement up into here before we see another move down. But hopefully for what we want to trade today, we just see that move down to the downside. Yeah, that looks like we're gonna keep going down today, hopefully. GJ, let's clear all this stuff. It's about GJ. I'm about to get in a sell in the 1 hour. Let's work on that. Okay. GJ is really freaking ugly. Let's take a fib from here and see what we're at. So we rejected off 718 there. Kind of making a little micro downtrend right here. So I can definitely see a continuation of the downside, maybe somewhere inside of these zones, as long as we respect the highs right here. Drop down a little bit, and I think I see where you're gonna get in this trade. We have another leg down right here, rejecting off of this 786 off of this 4 hour swing down. So if we break through, kind of creating a little channel right inside of here. So I definitely see a potential for this to continue downwards into those daily fib zones that are down inside there. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this for today. You said you're going off the hourly. What's up, Emily? You said you're going off the hourly. Yeah, definitely for sure see. Did you get in at the 786, I'm assuming? So you're probably in something around here. Oh, you say you're about to get in a sell. Yeah, I'm about this for sure. You could for sure take a sell down just based on daily. One thing I forgot to look at is the weekly. Weekly, you're kind of in the same situation as the daily. I mean, we saw this retracement down, but we're also making a little mini micro trend in the daily, making higher or lower highs and lower lows. So as long as we respect this high right here, we're gonna see pressure to the downside. Euro USD. Actually, yeah, okay. Euro USD. Take a look at this. Euro USD has just kind of been chilling, looking the same as US30 as far as the range we've been sitting in. We broke down, which broke structure right here, but we're also breaking the high right now, so it could just been a liquidity grab. Let's mark this high up here, and then really this whole area is kind of a zone. We'll mark this as well for the next spot we could be going to. Yeah, so you can see on the 4-hour, we started to kind of make a little mini microstructure right here. We started putting in lower highs and lower lows, but now we just broke this structure here as well as this structure there. So either today we'll see a break of this level and continue up, which the next level's close. If it does push through there, then if it pushes through there, then we're ultimately looking at another level up here, 11876. So if we break through here, then we're gonna see a push up, or we could wait and see a retracement because we did break these structures inside of here. We might see a retracement back into one of these levels down here, probably based on rejections to 786, and we'll see a continuation upwards for another leg up. So keep an eye on that as well. Gold. Take a look at gold, clear everything daily. So we're super bullish over the last couple weeks, just pushing up, slowly climbing up. Friday daily candle closed super bullish with no bottom wick. I guess it has a small bottom wick, so I'm expecting it to continue to push up. The problem is, if you look in here, there's no clean traffic here. There's no clean traffic here. The only clean traffic is up inside here. So we could see it reject anywhere within this zone inside of here. Could see it start to consolidate before we see that push up into this areas. Once it breaks up above this range, if it were to form in one, then you have clean moves up in there. So as far as gold, we'll have to look for something on the lower time frames. So you can mark this high right here. After this high, the next potential level is going to be up here, and you do have clean traffic up into there based on the 4-hour, but that's pretty small. I guess that's 140 pips, something like that. So over here, if we were to adjust that up there, now we can kind of form our zone that we're currently in. We are inside of here. So you can take buys to 1893 above 1881. If not, then we're going to be stuck inside this range, and we're not going to be taking any trades when you're in a range. So lower time frames, again, you can see the range even better. So we're just kind of waiting for a move to the upside. If that doesn't happen, we start breaking below here, then we're expecting moves down to correct that retracement that was down inside of here. So overall bullish on gold and US30 today. Looks like we're still just consolidating a little bit. Let's look at volume real fast. Keep an eye on this as we get closer to the open, which is in 3 minutes. So does anybody have any other pairs they want me to look at while we're waiting? We've got about 12 minutes till the open where we'll see some volume. Let's look at GBPUSD. Close this out for a second. GBPUSD. So overall on GU, you can see that we're in a downtrend right here, kind of making this channel here, but on the daily we have broken some structure to the bullish side. So we were making lower lows and lower highs inside of here. We started breaking those. Now we're seeing a push up, but if you look right here, we also are breaking structure back down. So you could see we saw this move up right here. Now we might see a retracement back down into somewhere within here for another move up. Looking at the 4 hour though, you can see we had a nice break structure. We were downtrend, and then we broke structure here. So could see a retracement inside here, inside somewhere in this level, and then make our move up. Where can we go? Based on that, we have a high that we could target of 24,500. Somewhere inside of there, or after that, the next level is going to be 1.26675, somewhere around there. So bullish on GU today, bullish on US30 and gold today. I'm expecting the DXY to drop, continue dropping. Starting to see a little retracement here. Possible to see something like this. If you just take the impulse that broke structure here, we could see move up into here before the open, or around the open, and then for the rest of the session, reject, come back to the downside. If we break this high, I don't think that necessarily means we're going to be bullish today. It just means potentially that this whole thing could have been the fib, which is a high possibility. We could see it respect these highs right here. As long as we respect that high right there, I'm expecting to continue down today. If it does break that high, then we're probably going up somewhere within these zones up there. Maybe you looking at anything else? Let's leave this on there. I actually like this way I drew it more. Because we never really saw a retracement inside of there, so not looking at anything else really. Yeah. Okay, we're starting to push up a little bit. Hopefully we don't get faked out like the last 2 times we did, and then actually caught the real move right after that. It'd be nice to just have the real move from the start. So we'll see. We got about 8 minutes before the close, or sorry, before the open. After this 5-minute candle is where it starts getting important to watch how the candles are moving. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good trade for UAB. Our weekly looking like. Yeah. As long as we don't just reject the 618 and push up and we expect, I guess the only problem that I see is on the daily, I don't really count that as a retracement. So it's potential that that's only the 50% that we break that and target these higher levels down or up there. But if we are actually rejecting it, then it's a really good sell, because all we gotta do is respect this high. This high holding is basically what determines where we're going today. So that breaks either today or the next couple days, we're making bullish moves up into 166-ish, 66 level before we could potentially see that move back down. But hopefully this high holds today so that you can profit off that short opportunity. About 5 minutes, take a look at everything. Gold still within this range. Keep an eye on that. US30 breaking above. Okay. We can actually take an entry. Let's wait for this candle to close. It's about to close. 5 seconds. Okay, so that broke the high. So now what we can look for here is now that we waited for a candle to close above this high, we can wait for this candle to form a down wick, and then as soon as that candle starts breaking above this high right here, that's where we can take an entry right here with our stops, either risky stops below this current candle or safe stops below the previous candle. Somewhere it'll look something like this, stops below there, or you can have a longer stop below there. This is a little bit safer, but obviously you're gonna be at a risk of not hitting that 1-to-1, because you do have to go a longer distance for that. So if we can create this wick right here on the bottom and then break the top, there's no reason why we shouldn't continue upwards. So keep an eye on this. Kind of edit this a little bit. 33,771. Oops. Okay. Yep. So it really doesn't matter how this candle closes now, because we already broke the high. So if this candle closes bearish, but as soon as the open comes, if we break the high, then I'm still expecting a strong move out to the upside. So the XY, let's do this. Get you here. Let's get US30 there. The XY pushing up. Hopefully we get up in there and then start seeing rejection to the downside somewhere inside that zone. Come back here. So we're making our bottom wick now. If this candle flips and breaks the high, then we take a trade. Simple as that. And you could even play this with buy stops right there. Personally, I'd put my stop loss below here for now. But we'll see if we break the high. Okay, we got about 1.5 minutes before opening bell, so it's gonna be fast if it does push up and we break above there. we should see a continuation upwards. We have quite a ways before our next level, so clean movement just to the left, which means we should be able to hopefully mirror those moves in some way to continue pushing up if that high is broken up there. So 1 minute left. The volatility will come in. Let's pull up the volume so we can watch this as we get closer, and we can watch it during the open too. The thing I like to watch is the mini kind of zones that start forming. So on the 1 minute chart now we have this tiny little zone in there. We have this right there, which if you go to the 5 minutes, it really just is a rejection wick in there. But you can kind of see it starting to form a little channel here, which means we're going to break out one way or the other with the volume that's coming in. So drop back up here, but we can't use that as sales as a level for sales, because we're kind of still in this range where there's no clean traffic until they get down here, and it's still a little choppy. So definitely you want to do half risk if you're taking sells, especially because we're bullish on the daily. But if you are going to take sells, I'm going to wait below here. Okay, so here's the open. We're pushing down hard now. Yeah, so pushing down. This could just be a fake move down and then a flip to the upside. We'll just have to keep an eye on this. Let's look at the DXY. DXY is just still climbing up. US30, yep. Okay, here we go. Just dying. Let's look at the other ones. See, this is where it gets weird. You have NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the only one that made that push up, which is the kind of the setup that we talked about on US30, break of that high, and you would have made some good profit there. Looks like we rejected that level pretty hard on the 1 minute, so we're gonna wait a bit before we take anything. I want to see how this candle closes, because if we just reject that level, then we could see the next 5 minute candle, or even the next one after that, break that high and continue upwards. This could just be to, a lot of times the New York Open likes to retrace to the levels that we're at, that the London session achieved, because they want the same price. So the banks in the New York session are going to want price down here to buy before they go up. They don't want to buy at the top where it was pushed during the London session. So see that move down now, potentially wait for a flip of these candles to make that push to the upside where we can find an opportunity to go long. Looking at the 2 minute here, you have the candle starting to flip, so we're breaking that high right there. Risky play, you could take a buy now. I'm gonna wait because this is a 2 minute candle. Okay, so now you're starting to see this candle flip, that 5 minute candle flip. You can't use the 5 minute candle for a stop loss, so you would have to enter on the 2 minute with the stop below there, and hopefully we continue to the upside. I'm placing the stop below the 2 minute candle, because the 1 minute candle, because the 5 minute candle looks like that. So if you were to go 5 minute candle, you would need to, basically it would go down here somewhere. So instead we put it up inside there, and we put it down below there. Actually, I did on the 1 minute, yeah, right there. So we got a good 1 minute close there. So hopefully we just see some more bullish pressure now. We don't want to see a candle come and close back inside this range. It can come in here and wick inside of there, but we don't want to see a candle close inside of there, because our probabilities of us winning this trade go down when there's candles inside of there closing. So see, we went about 20 points, but starting to break down again. And this is a really risky trade because if you look at the 5 minute, it wicked both ways. So really you should wait for a close that 5 minute candle, but volume increased, decreased. Okay, so this is where it's risky, so I'm just gonna get out of that. Breaking the low down here. Okay, so now for our main trade, we have these new areas right inside of here. 5 minute candle looks like a whipsaw. Anytime you have a candle that looks like this, it's really best to just kind of wait because you don't know which way it's going to go. It's taking liquidity on both sides right here, high and low. So you're just kind of, that wick got you. Yeah. So now we just kind of wait for the next 5 minute candle. If we do break that high that candle created, then we'll see bullish to the upside. We'll go to the upside. 15 minute. If you just look at this candle, this is crazy candle. So 15 minute candle took the high out of all these candles right here and took the low out of all these candles. So went both directions quick. That's kind of what happens sometimes with the open. I especially notice that this happens a lot on Mondays, a lot of indecision because you have the weekly candle that just opened. So overall, I'm bullish on this. I still expect it to go to the upside. It's just a matter of when. So we'll wait a second and hope the next 5 minute candle helps get us a good trade. We can delete that. You can really delete all these. That wick got you? Yeah. So that's a crazy candle for sure. How big was it? 119 points swing. So from the complete bottom to the complete top of that, it was a 119 point swing, and it closed as a doji. That that shows you how crazy that candle was for sure. We're starting to see our push down now. We could be just doing this wick fill. If it breaks the low, it's kind of interesting because we rejected here hard. If it breaks the low, you could see a move down. I'm not too confident on that after this candle close. If that candle had closed something bearish, like even if it made this top wick right here and then it flipped back down and it closed somewhere down inside here, then the next candle broke that low, then I'm more confident. But with how that candle flipped and went both ways, who knows if this candle's going to do the same, or it could just be filling this wick inside here and then continue upwards. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it. I'm not advising to take any trades right now just because of how this looks. There's no clean moves. There's nothing telling us where it wants to go yet. So we wait for that, then we execute on that. So that wick got me, hit stop loss, yeah. That's Mondays. Mondays will do that too, yeah. DXY starting to drop a little bit. Based on how we had drawn it before, yeah, there's nothing there. We'll see what happens with this. It's looking like it's rejecting about the 50% right now. But so NASDAQ made that move up and immediately dropped back down, broke below that low. So you could have profited off NASDAQ by breaking that high, entering there, stop below that candle, which would have made a good move up, and you would have been able to get some good profit off that. But US30 and SPX, they both dropped, so no buys there for us. If this candle closes strong bearish, then we can potentially look for sells down below there. But if this candle just simply comes down and breaks a low, I don't think there's enough confirmation there to take a trade. So and let's kind of take a look at this. Tomorrow we have Jerome Powell's talking tomorrow, so we have a couple red news events this week. We've got jobless claims on Thursday, as well as December CPI on Thursday. So we'll have to keep an eye on news later in the week. That can affect where we think all the pairs are going to be going. Take a look at all these other ones we marked up real fast. DJ still kind of chilling there. Euro USD hasn't moved much. Gold still within this range in there. Yeah, so it's looking like this candle's just gonna show another rejection. Yep, so that candle just closed. So now you have two strong rejections right there. Any kind of sell below here is gonna be risky because you have these two candles that rejected hard off this area. So if we start seeing a move away, that's when we're gonna be more confident on the upside, because we had two strong rejections to the low side. And each candle, if you look at these, each candle is respecting the previous candle's low. So as long as that keeps happening, you're basically creating a little down or a little uptrend on the daily or on the lower time frames. You're basically creating higher lows on the smaller time frames, which is very small time frames. But in order to change your trend, you got to start from the lower time frames and work your way up. So as long as we keep seeing these reject and these lows keep creating higher lows, then I think we're gonna see a move to the upside now that we have those rejections. So now we just wait for a push up. Hopefully we break that high and we continue upwards. Volume still increasing on the candle, so keep an eye on volume. You had this candle increase volume, but it did not break the low of the previous candle, which means there's probably more bullish pressure for sure. So I'm expecting a move up. Anybody else looking at anything? Any other trades? Okay. Yeah, if we get a strong close, if we get a candle to close somewhere up inside here, up in here, even above there, then we're gonna look for buys off that next candle. If we see a wick down on the next candle and then we break the high, then there's no reason we shouldn't continue upwards. So now we just wait a little longer, hopefully, and start to see that move up. DXY still pushing down. Gold pushing up a little bit. How could we have taken advantage of? Is there any way we could have gotten an entry in here that would have won? Let's drop down to the lower time frames and look. Um, so the open was this candle right here, and we talked about how the 1 minute had created this little zone inside of here. So it would have been a risky play, but you could have taken a 1 minute entry on this mini zone that it created before the open. You could have entered there. On the 1 minute, I like to do the high of the previous candle because you have spreads, stuff like that, which will hit your stop loss. So really our trade would have been this little tiny consolidation area on the 1 minute, which was about 5 minutes long, and then we broke out of that and we made that big push to the downside. But other than that, there's really no, it went down and then it went up really fast. It went back down. Now we're heading back up. So it's definitely tricky price action. So 30 seconds left on this candle. If we see a nice close on here, the next candle that breaks above, probably going to take us to upward. So we'll wait and see here. Let's keep it on the 1 minute. Okay, so we just closed on that 5 minute, on the 5 minute candle. Closed strong, bullish. Now I'm expecting a break of this high. Ideally, I wish it would have made a little move to the downward side first to create that wick, which gives us a higher probability that we're not going to break back down below that low that this candle were to create and then break this, because if we break above here but we have never put in a low on this candle, the chances of us needing to come back down and create that wick before our move up are pretty high. So it just makes it more of a confirmation if you create that bottom wick before the move up. But on the other side, if you make that move up and don't even put a bottom wick in, it shows that there's so much bullish pressure that it's just going to continue upwards. So we'll see what this does. Looks like we're still seeing increases in volume here. We had that strong bullish candle, which actually closed in a strong candle. So, or we had that strong bullish candle in volume, which actually closed strong bullish, unlike the previous two, which had a lot of bearish pressure but did not close a strong bearish candle. So I think hopefully this could be our actual move to the upside now that we hit these lows. So we'll see what happens. We're getting close to breaking above there. If we do break above, entry is going to be around 33,800-ish, and our stop, it's going to be risky because we don't have that bottom wick, but it would be below this candle for me. Looking at the 2 minute. See if we're going to break this level. Let's take a look at the daily candle, because now we've moved quite a bit. That's interesting, actually. This low right here. I wonder. Yeah, no, we're not going to revisit that. I don't think we'll revisit that level today. Still looking at this. We haven't gotten our entry yet. Still waiting on a break at that high. Even if we started creating a little resistance inside of here, that would also actually be good. But we want to see some candles close up in here before we start seeing some candles turn bullish or bearish inside of here. If we see a bullish candle close here and the next candle closes bearish, then we can take a break at those highs. That's even more confirmation for continuation upwards. We've got about 2 minutes left on this current 5 minute candle. So just kind of waiting, see if it breaks out above before we take our buys. If not, then there's no trade for us today. So I'm gonna give this probably 1-2 more 5 minute candles, and then we'll call it a day. So it's like, yeah, 33,800 is where we'll put our buy stops. If you're wanting to take this as a buy stop instead of a manual entry, it's just really just up to you. You'll get a better price if you do buy stop for sure. So take a look at the 1 minute. 1 minute kind of creating this little micro trend right here. So if we break that, then you'll see the next leg up. If not, we start breaking below here, then I think we're just gonna have a consolidation day where we just sit within this range, back and forth. So both of the other ones have already broken the high. NASDAQ, SPX have already broken the high. So we'll see if US30 is gonna follow that. We just had that 5 minute close and it rejected pretty hard there. So not the best confirmation that we want to see right now. Especially with these other two moving up, while US30 is the only one not moving up. The XY is still dropping, like we said. So we should see US30. US30 might just sit within this range today. How could we have taken advantage of one of these other two? NASDAQ. Geez, NASDAQ just took off. Yeah, so we already talked about this, but this is the same setup we were looking for in US30 that it never gave us. We had this move up, then we had this candle close bearish, gave us this support or this resistance formed. Really, ideally, you could have taken a trade with the break of this high because you had this high form, this high created a lower high, and formed a resistance above here. So break above there, you could have taken buys to the upside and it would have kept pushing up. US30 looks like it doesn't want to go anywhere, so give it 1 or 2 more candles, and then we'll call it a day. Because these two are actually taking off. US30 is just chilling inside this zone still. Volume decreased a little bit here. Yeah, this is really tricky price action to play with because you bounced around so much. You've bounced up, you rejected. You bounce down, you rejected. Next candle. Bounce down, rejected. Next candle. Bounce up, close bullish, give you a little hope you're going bullish. Then bounce up, reject. Now our next candle, we're pushed down, we're rejecting now. See what happens with the close. We got 2 minutes left on the close. Yeah, it's just really choppy movement today. It's a Monday. But when you have the other ones that are just absolutely taking off like this, it's a little frustrating that the one pair that we were watching is the only one that's not going. But what can you do? Got 1 minute left on this candle. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. 1 minute kind of made this move up. Didn't ever break structure here, so this isn't really a valid fib, but I just kind of want to see where we rejected. We rejected the 618 here, but we're actually breaking lower right now. So if the next couple candles don't break this, I'm expecting to see something like this for the rest of the day, potentially into tomorrow's New York session before we see that move upwards. Or at 8 o'clock, we might start to see our move, because what happens sometimes is 7:30, you get a lot of fighting between the two sides. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Up, down, up, down. About half hour after the open is where you see the exhaustion and then an actual continuation of where it wanted to go. For the most part, that happens if the move isn't made during the first 30 minutes, which it has not been made yet. So at about 8 o'clock, we could see a push in either direction. At this point, we don't know what direction. We can assume that it's going to be bullish because the other pairs are going up. DXY is tanking down. So expect it to go up, but again, we don't know for sure. Yeah, okay. Thanks for all the new subs today. Appreciate you guys. Welcome. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So just looking for trade setups every day. We do it all live. Do it together. Try to learn something new every day. Even if we don't take a trade, we look for ways we could have been in the trade, how we could have taken more money from the market, how we could have, where we could have put our stop loss. Maybe our stop was in a bad spot. How we just overall always looking to improve. Every trade you can learn from. There's no such thing as a perfect trade. You would have always been able to make more money. You would have always you would have been able to have better entry. Maybe you should have held longer. So it's just kind of, it's all learning. And I hope you guys learn from all this too. Look at the volume. We're still high volume right now for sure. 5 minute close, bearish with strong rejection again. Move down, reject, move down, reject, move up, reject, move down, reject. So now we just really wait for a strong candle to form and take us where we want to go. Look at the 1 minute. We got about 3 minutes till 8 o'clock. Hopefully we see some more volume come in right there. Okay. 1 minute. So now we're starting to do the same thing we just did before the open of the other 7:30 open. So we created this little zone in here on the 1 minute lower time frame. We push down. Now we're just kind of stuck inside of here, inside this channel here. Whatever's how we break out of here, it doesn't really matter until the absolute high or the low is broken, where we'll see either that move up or we'll see that move down to the next level. So not looking to take anything inside of this range at all. Okay, 1 minute till 8 o'clock. See if we get any other moves. If the 805 count doesn't give us anything, then we're gonna call it a day. No trade today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Both these still pushing up. Okay, 5 seconds before this candle closes, and it's gonna close as a indecision doji candle. Oh, actually, it closed as a bullish candle. Keep an eye on these. We saw a little bit of a gap up. That shows you that the volume's still coming in. See if we can make that move to the upside now. Delete this for a sec so we can recalculate where we want to put our stop loss and stuff if we do enter it. We're still seeing high volume down here, so we're just not going anywhere with it. They're both kind of playing tug of war right now. So if this candle just stays in the middle of this range, then we're going to call it a day. Or as soon as we end, it'll probably break the high up here, but what can you do? Can't sit here all day. You gotta pick your time to trade, and if it doesn't happen in there, then come back tomorrow. Gotta follow the rules of your system. Sure, so. About 3 minutes left on this candle. Jay's back at entry for AB. He's in this, pushing up a little bit. US or Euro USD is breaking above that level we talked about earlier, so we could see it continue up to 78.078 ish level. So if you look at these 15-minute candles, this is not something you want to be part of a trade of, or you want to be part of when trading. Look at these candles. They're breaking both directions and closing as doji candles. So ideally what you need now is you need this to continue up and close strong bullish. You don't want it to continue up, break it, and then come back inside this zone. You want it to continue bullish and close strong. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit inside of here all day. So we'll see what happens. We got just a little bit longer, a couple more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Come back tomorrow. These two still just taking off. Seeing decreasing volume though, so could see it potentially start rejecting and turning around at some point in there. DXY still pushing down. We called that from the start today. Gold still in this range. Let's keep an eye on Euro USD. This level is the one. Yeah, we marked that earlier. The problem with Euro USD is you never really had any retracement from down here, so you just saw a push up, small retracement, but that doesn't really count in my books as a retracement. So now that you're breaking it without retracing, it's a little more risky, but you do have the super bullish momentum. You had that strong close right there, so now if you made this bottom wick, then broke the high right here, break that high, continue up into 77 area. So, and look at that, 5-minute candle, another indecision candle. So we're gonna let this candle close real fast, and then we're gonna call it a day. Looking at the 1 minute, you can see just how choppy this is. If the candles on this look like this, if your 15-minute candles look like this, it's good to drop down to the 1 minute because you can really kind of see just how ugly it looks on these lower time frames. There's zero opportunity for any kind of movement. It's not telling us where it wants to go in here. You could say that, oh, it's creating a little uptrend right here, but that's so you're still inside this big range inside of there. There's really no way to be able to find any entries inside of here. So you gotta play it safe sometimes. We should always play it safe and protect your money, because the #1 goal should be capital, preserving your capital. So don't take something just because you want to take something unless you know it's a good setup. Don't settle for a bad setup because you haven't found a trade for us today. Just count it as a no trade day if there's no setup. You don't have to trade every single day. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let's wait for this candle to close, but just terrible price action day on this pair. Nasdaq, SPX, they both just rocketed up, but US30 decided it was gonna take a dump today and just do nothing. So kind of annoying, but what can you do? 30 seconds on this candle, and we've gone absolutely nowhere. So was the one we wanted to keep an eye on. Euro USD. Okay. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day today. No trade for me. Terrible price action, but hopefully tomorrow we find something better. So if you guys want to keep watching this, if we break above that high, then I'm still expecting it up, but I'm done watching it for today. So good luck to you guys. Hopefully somebody gets a win, and I'll see you tomorrow. So peace out.